this could easily go really wrong real quickly.
Okay. We'll see how it goes. TSM, like we were saying, already eliminated. So playing for a bit of fun and pride here, a bit of practice. As Gaming Gladiators are already qualified. So both of these teams, not anything to play for in terms of points. It's going to be figuring out how to advance yourselves. Smoke down bottom from TSM. And a smoke up top from Gaming Gladiators. Nobody going to be meeting each other. It would be funny, though, if they both went to the twin gates together and then passed through at the same time. Just teleporting from one side of the map to the other. At identical timings, but we won't have that. Gaming Gladiators move to mid. They want to gather up bounty runes, set themselves up for their lanes. And TSM, they're thirsty. They want first blood.
They might find Quinn here. Wrapping around. Tomato could start things off with Boundless Strike level 1.
And Quinn spots Bryle. Rejoins the rest of his team. Gaming Gladiators, yeah, good idea there. Realizing TSM are all down that bottom right-hand side. So no contest in the end. Just get the 2 bounty runes apiece.
Now, nobody
A bit of a long walk back to your lanes. So mid lane, Quinn up against Bryle, Void Spirit against Omni Knight. Hammer of Purity level 1. Quite a lot of harassment from this guy, and there's a lot of pure damage from Omni.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Like, first of all, his ability should be renamed, considering it's pure damage. It should be called Purification. P-U-R-E, and same goes for Hammer of Purity. So that you know that it's a pure damage. That makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know, I think it's already obvious enough when they called purity and purification.
Looking at the Guardian Angel, great against Alchemist right click, but they still have a ton of magical damage burst on Gaming Gladiators, so I'm not sure if they're gonna get like the real value from it. Let's see. One thing that still confuses me is whenever Void Spirit uses Resonant Pulse. Having that extra bar, the red bar, I always feel like there's a hero hiding underneath Void Spirit. Oh god, White One, he's getting harassed. Blood Grenade, another concussive shot.
Yeah, they see him. Final touches from Tofu. He ignores the courier, goes for the killing the Enchantress instead. First blood for Gaming Gladiators up in his top lane. And it's like you said, a couple of early deaths for Enchantress or Maiden really could start to bleed out and snowball in these lanes for GG. Tomato under pressure as well.
It's all about those little things. Tofu backpacking every single item using Tango to get more regen. How's Mid doing? This is a fun lane. Ryle.
5 denies. 4 last hits. 6 and 3 on Quinn. I mean, Void Spirit, universal hero. 69 base damage. 65 on the Omni Knight with the Quelling Blade. So Quinn has the slight advantage, but then you're dealing with Purification. Especially when it's level 2. He's just going to be, one-shotting range creeps, basically.
Omni Knight's a bit low on mana here. He's bringing bottles. Same goes for Quinn. Water runes are there. We don't see too many heroes moving to the mid lane, like 2-4 minutes into the game. Sometimes you'll see a support moving there 6 minutes into the game just to be able to secure the rune. Ratio. Having a good time. 10 CS on him. And also, now with your Griel's Greed being innate ability, you can actually go for the kills. You do have Unstable Concoction, you do have Acid Spray. Celery in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, steps forward into the Blood Grenade, Crystal Nova, but Doratio there with a Concoction. Building up the brick wall to hold back TSM. Yeah, Doratio having a grand old time down there. Just need to ferry additional regen down to himself. Get helped out by the Rubik. You're under a lot of harassment and spam. It's annoying against the Axes and the Crystal Nova spam, but with Magic Stick charges and all the good stuff, you should have enough to withstand it. It does also mean Beastmaster having a decent time, not really harassed too much. So they've set up a solid lane here for Kasane on one of his best heroes. Curious to see what kind of build he goes for, because we've had some shift-ups. I've seen his Beastmasters going this Vanguard Aghanim Scepter. Yesterday, though, we had... Who was it? It was Zeal, wasn't it? Zeal playing the Helm of the Dominator 2 games in a row, bringing back the old school build. But it looks like here it's just going to be Vanguard, Arcane Boots, Cloak for Kasane, build auras.
He was the only one, the only Beastmaster that we were casting that decided to go for the older build from the previous patch. Most of these newer builds do include Helm of the Dominator, Guardian Greaves, Pipe, pretty much every aura you can buy.
Now then, Ace up top, no real difference. Offlane is just buying Vanguard as quickly as they can. Quinn, feeling the wrath of Broyle's Omni Knight in the mid lane, can see how much damage Purification and a Hammer does. They've secured themselves the top water rune for Quinn at the very least. Tofu making a rare move into mid around that 4-minute mark. Hands over a Tango, can pop back up top. And that's just an indication of how well top lane is going. Magnus feels comfortable alone, even against a Monkey King Enchantress, which honestly is quite surprising.
They can't really kill him. He can skewer away unless they catch him with the Boundless Strike mid-cast. And also, he is very close to his own tower. CSing nicely, sitting on top of CS. Tofu did secure the kind of lane for him. Saving a point on Tofu for now. Just has 2 points in Concussive Shot at the moment.
I'll see what he needs. Hammer Purity spam. The Void Spirit Shield doesn't protect you against this Omni Knight damage. Quinn finding that out the hard way. Gonna need some more regen to come. There's a Bryle winning the Battle of Trades. Does get dragged a little bit under tower. Quinn trying to outplay him. I think Bryle's okay with plenty of stick charges. A bit of calm now. It's going to favour Gaming Gladiators. They're the ones who want to break out of this laning stage and get the Alchemist into some jungle stacks, protect him.
Ari's here.
As he's farming, they do move into mid with a Maiden, and yeah, there's the damage. Aether Remnant comes a little too slow. There's a concoction, channel bottom, goes on to Kasane. No real follow through. Creep wave pushing towards the dire side.
Scan for himself, but I think the scan missed because Ari was already there. He went a bit of a different direction. Now, gonna be stacking some jungle for Beastmaster.
And build things up for those wild axes.
We also don't see as much stacking as we did in the previous patch because there's always something to do. Picking up Lotuses. 6 minutes, 7 minutes, you gotta go for XP rune. Ari's still sticking around the mid lane, knows that Void Spirit is level 5. Maybe they can make another go on him.
Yeah, potential is there. It doesn't look like Gaming Gladiators want to bring anyone into the mid lane to protect him either. Tofu sticks up at top, Celery staying bottom, just guarding your side lane cores. You really do just leave your mid laner on an island in a lot of these games. I want to make sure there isn't too much room to maneuver here for TSM. And Celery's going to hold back the wave while Duratio farms the small camp. So what's the Alchemist at now? Net worth 3,600. Treads, Soul Ring, and rushing straight into Radiance.
You can't allow Alchemist to farm like this. You need to make some kind of a move. This is my worry for TSM's draft, because Omni Knight from a mid lane, maybe he can with the phase boots, maybe with an active rune, can make a rotation. You also need Primal Roar to be available, which is going to be online relatively soon, but look at the Duratio farming. Something is so satisfying about watching Alch farm. And this is also a safe place to farm. One of the reasons why Alchemist is relatively, by relatively I mean super strong in this patch, because he can be still close to tier 1 tower. There's going to be heroes soaking up experience, and then he can also help out. We'll get that healing salve on, using Acid Spray, try to get a little bit more XP. Oh no, he might stun himself here.
He finds Kasane, thankfully, for Duratio. Yeah, you're right, just farming these medium and small camp stacks, building up bank. Completely uncontested. All of TSM's focus looks like it's heading into the mid lane. Bringing Ari here again. Quinn sat around 60% health. Tofu lurking nearby, but even the Enchantress looking to join in as Celery gets the grab on the Maiden. Quinn makes the jump in, but Astral steps off towards the 8-minute rune, which has spawned up top. A DD for Whitemon. And Quinn, with no more Astral steps and no level in Dissimulate, has 12 one charges, but a lot of danger coming his way.
Purity.
With the Hammer of Purity arriving again. Nice Aether Remnant to drag the back. Tries to deny himself to neutrals, but Bryle gets the takedown on the Void Spirit.
Okay. Bryle off to a really good start on Omni Knight. Now making a move to the bottom lane. Let's see if they can find Dota2. He's farming underneath the vision of a Hawk at the moment. TSM have 3 heroes available in vicinity.
He's surrounding Dota2. And Chemical Rage, how long's that left on it? He might just die inside this roar. Channeling Concoction, looking to stun up Ryle at least. And here comes Quinn underneath the Remnant. Resonant Pulse, blasting into
Frog.
the Omni Knight. And it looks like Dota2 might just be able to survive this. Gets away past the tier 1, but the Hammer of Purity follows him. Cleanses the Alchemist.
D'Amato goes through Twin Gate just to get the Boundless Strike on Alchemist. Comes back to the top lane to continue farming. They needed that 4th hero. If there is no Boundless Strike, he potentially lives there with another TP rotation from Tofu. Win.
Yeah, another Resonant Pulse has an Astral Step in 3 seconds. Gonna need these 1 charges to stay alive. Buys a bit more time for himself to jump away and accelerate. And he's nearby looking to defend his Void Spirit. Looks like Bryle can't quite get in range with the next hammer. And Gaming Gladiators rallying around their mid lane and now protecting him around 10 minutes in.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Yeah, you can just see though, like you've been saying, a lot for TSM to do. They've got to bring numbers. They need that additional hero just to make things work. And that gives space. You know, sure, you're killing the Alchemist, but you're giving a lot of room to this Magnus, who is pretty much as farmed as him. Closing in on 5k net worth for Ace.
He's been free farming, as you said. Vanguard, really unkillable, has Empower maxed out, and Bryle will drop.
Yeah, solo kill by Quinn. And then Whitemon, wrong place, wrong time. Tomato, he's in, but lifted away. Has the long range hit to take down Celery. Wanting Tofu with the Boundless Strike, and Tomato comes out with a double kill. In the end, not so bad for TSM, but losing the Omni Knight to
They're also going to find Dota2 potentially.
Who are they?
No Boundless. A little bit of a slow here.
Alpha Wolf behind him, Tomato with a lot of damage. About 120 per hit. Yes, the Jingu going, but Dota2 with a Chemical Rage on. Too tanky. And Ari too slow, sadly, this Crystal Maiden. Just the boots, no Windlace yet. Couldn't close the gap in time. But this...
We said that Monkey, he's the one who can be active early on, and that's exactly what Tomato is doing. First he goes to the Twin Gate, then he joins. Fight, gets 2 kills on 2 supports, goes back to the top lane. Not an easiest kill to get, maybe with the TP rotation on Ace, they could try to set up something.
Yeah, they jump the Magnus. He's got Vanguard, double circlet, incredibly tanky Magnus, and he'll just skewer out of danger. A good couple of moves from TSM. They get that bottom tier 1, closing that bottom lane in around Dota2 a little bit, so he doesn't have easy access across to these outer ring neutral camps you're saying were a little easier to farm. Whitemon's clearing them all out. And Gaming Gladiators still putting a lot of emphasis on defending Quinn in the mid lane. Try and dangle him in front of Bryle. Make the Omni Knight overstep a little bit and have this Rubik Scarith Mage strike with their level 6s ready. They've got a lot of damage behind them.
First move from Gaming Gladiators, they're gonna smoke. Tofu got his level 6, and Mystic Flare is available. That's a lot of burst damage. Whoever they catch is gonna get bursted, especially these supports. Kasane might be a bit tanky with Vanguard, with that help of the Iron Will, but yeah, they're gonna find Whitemon.
Easy.
Immediately disappears. Purification as well stolen from Celery. You need another slow. Astral Step is available.
Yeah, he has to roll back the Void Spirit, but a good lift, allowing Dota2 to come in with a concoction, so Alchemist getting involved. A Mystic Flare, Resonant Pulse there to kill off Kasane. A good couple of pickoffs. It's important they do it down in this bottom right-hand corner as well, because like we were saying, TSM were warding, planting themselves in this bottom area of the map, kind of defending the camps away from Alch.
Why is Mystic Flare still invisible?
Oh, I saw that one.
You saw that one?
Yeah.
Okay, on both screens, I paid attention. In Dota, on my VMix, it was still invisible for some reason.
Interesting. Yeah, usually it's invisible for me. I never see it. That's the first one I've seen in a long time, actually, now you've pointed it out. It usually just disappears. Oh, here we go. It's Empower time. And not just the Alchemist. Look at this Void Spirit, universal hero with Empower. It's 180 damage per hit, just clearing through Ancients. Echo Saber
They're
coming.
stealing my stacks. Yeah, 200 damage on Magnus. Echo Saber done. Same goes for Void Spirit. He deals a lot of right-click damage. This is a really good scaling lineup. It looked like TSM was doing stuff, but Gaming Gladiators, they're just too efficient at what they're doing on the map. Breaking the smokes, getting some stacks going. Gonna be 14-minute radiance. You have good 3 cores that scale extremely well. Now starting to put some pressure on the tower. Oh man, Ari, he's like 30% HP, Crystal Maiden smoked, ready to die.
Yeah, he already had a Mystic Flare thrown at him, but they'll still going on mid. The stun catching the Monkey King. Bryle, Invis, and hunting. There's a Hawk flying over here from TSM, so they've got the vision in the area. Spotting Tofu. Springing into action, Tomato. Captain Scarlet down, but in comes Ace. Big old skewer. Arthur's still ready. Will land it inside the Wukong's command. Nearly had the 3 of them, but it still looks good here. As TSM, oh, they're turning. Duracho's going to run out of the ring, and Ace is dead. That was super close. Ace nearly had that 3-man RP, but gets cancelled in the middle of it. Duracho charging forward, but the freezing field's there. Can't find the
It's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. Bryle now getting stunned up. Quinn's with the Ether Remnant, catching out the Omni Knight, and a double kill for Duracho. A very close fought fight on a knife's edge, but Gaming Gladiators, they're going to find the little advantages here to take down a number of TSM heroes. Tomato is back in, gets the Boundless down, but he's stuck in the Mystic Flare. Now it's invisible. Oh, they're going to kill off the Alchemist, sure, but they're losing so much in the trade. TSM going to get wiped here as Quinn picks up the double kill.
They overextended. Looked really good for TSM, considering the situation. Using Wukong's command with this freshly bought Diffusal Blade, it's a lot of mana burn. Also, he's extremely difficult to kill during it when Omni Knight is behind them. No Guardian Angel. I would prefer if there's just like one valuable point in it.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? With all this right-click damage, you'd expect it to come.
Yeah, I also think Omni needs some kind of a buff on Guardian Angel, because it's just like, oh, here's 160 seconds cooldown ability that grants you physical immunity for 5 seconds. It's like very underwhelming. Needs to give something else. Before, it did give regen.
Yeah.
Maybe bring that back.
Could be a good idea.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Well, what's the axe upgrade? That gives global and status resistance. Okay. Increases duration as well. Just buying magnums on Omni Knight never seems like a realistic thing to do.
There's always a better item to buy.
TSM invading bottom jungle, don't find anything, while Quinn up top makes a move on Tomato. Inside this Wukong's command though, Quinn really struggling to stay near the statues. Tofu was wandering towards the fight, not going to find an opening on Tomato though. And TSM showing the strength of their draft, grouping up as 4 or 5 heroes, gathering up these objectives, killing tier 1s. The Gaming Gladiators have a 7k lead. Alchemist at 10k net worth, top 3 net worth heroes, all Radiant cores, and getting their big items up. I'm sure you can take places on the map as TSM, take towers, but these fights are going to get even more difficult as time progresses.
And they find him here. Doesn't seem to be the case. He's alone. A lot of members from TSM are very close, but Duracho knows something is up. You can't allow Gaming Gladiators line up to just completely free farm. You need to move around the map, go for these earlier fights.
Yeah, push the issue a bit. They do get on top of Celery mid. Mystic Flare's there onto Whitemon though. Oh, can he get away from this Centaur and Skyrath Mage? Ace says, nah, I'm joining in as well. Axes and Frostbite utilized to try and catch up to Tofu, allowing Bryle to get into position. Bit of back and forth in the mid lane. 2 supporters dead on Gaming Gladiators side. Let's see what TSM do with this. If they can take a tier 1 top or a portion of the map, or maybe just kill this Magnus off. Ace no longer has skewer, can't blink away. Could turn into a piggy, but he's slow to a crawl, and TSM swarm over it. Bryle is mid lane Omni Knight with that 50 additional base damage bonus from his talent, just crushing them. Oh, he's gonna freezing field the creeps. Kill it all off.
Try to steal some from his teammates. Love it. But yeah. These are the type of moves that they need to make. Quinn also making a solo move. Getting that Deso. This is the build that we've seen from Bryle at the start of Berlin Major. Echo Saber, Deso. Since you're a universal hero right now, you do get a lot of damage. The stats you buy. And Echo Saber does provide you with a decent amount of stats.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, that mana regen was going to help out. The Void Spirit too. Keep his spells going. TSM came up here looking for Quinn, and he's long gone. Oh, phylactery on the Skyrath Mage. Here we go. Oh, we had 3-3 on the offlane Medusa buying it yesterday. Not seen too much of this item. But you were saying Scarth Mage, he feels like one of the better heroes to buy it on, but it still doesn't feel that impactful.
Definitely not. This is the first, like, when I read the item, I'm like, okay, which hero can use it the best? Skyrath Mage. I tested out in a pub. It was not in B version. Looked very underwhelming. It was also me who was playing it, so who could have been wrong? RP.
Monkey. Heavy RP with a Mystic Flare. Lots of damage on the Tomato, blowing up the Monkey King. And TSM, it looked like they wanted to continue fighting, but it's time to run. The Alk is coming for you. Charging over past the twin gates, sees Braille and Kasane, wants to go for the Omni.
Celery? He'll die.
Taken down. Didn't see what happened there. And Braille turning, fighting the Alk. A lot of pure damage. Look at the blow up. Darachu surviving, healed back, and has a BKB to protect himself. Concoction channeled once more. So many disables here from Gaming Gladiators as they pick their targets, acquiring heroes that they desire, that they must die, and they make them fall quickly.
They were kind of close, but you didn't see what happened. Celery died to Whitemon's skeletons and troll. He was trying to get rid of them, but unable in the end. And Darachu almost dropping there, manages to get his stick, get his BKB off. Dragon Scale also providing a little bit of extra armor, extra bit of regeneration with all this minus armor from Deso. And of course, Acid Sprays are going to be able to bring it down. We'll pick it up.
It's another situation where TSM have gone to Roche and fallen short. There's so many of these games, this decision to try and sneak a Roche and get it done quickly, met by his tankiness, resilience of Roche, much stronger nowadays. I couldn't find that timing. Losing another big team fight.
Neutral item that Quinn's holding. Specialist Array. Passive is not working. He took it only for stats and damage.
Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, 5 all attributes. You're getting 15 stats, plus 12 damage. And what is it with Universal Heroes? 0.6 per stat?
0.6 per stat, yes.
Okay, so you're getting like 10? So you're getting 22 damage, basically, from this item. It's pretty hefty. Well, Ace empowering up Darachu as they push out that top tier 2. Everybody grouped up. Tofu showing himself, which is a little spooky because Tomato and Brian are lining up a jump. Boundless strike with the catch. Celery lifted. Monkey King can't get the Boundless. The Roars on the Alchemist as Whitemon comes in and clears up both supports. Ace on the sidelines, trying to find a Blink RP opportunity, but Whitemon sticking on his tail. Magnus didn't have the chance, but maybe now they can think about turning around. And they don't want to in a 3v5. They'll just retreat. They've spent BKBs. They don't have their supports. They realize it's not a fight worth taking anymore.
Got him. With the Remnant, but they're gonna disengage. Quinn holding Shield Rune in his bottle, plus Resonant Pulse. That's a lot of physical reduction. Both of these do get dispelled by Enchant, so gotta be careful of that one.
I'm going for Nullify next. Is that Heavenly Grace?
Yes.
Get dispelled? That's about it. What's Ace up to? Yeah, that's a Harpoon, has to RP. Ace still gonna die though. Oh, wasted RP there, getting caught up in the mid lane while up at top. Ari close to death. A Frostbite thrown in there onto Whitemon from Celery.
First death.
And they do take down Quinn's Aegis.
No Astral Step available.
To simulate, there's long range though, gets down into low ground on the river, but look at Bryle go. Immediate damage onto Quinn's Void Spirit, requiring Celery to hold them back. And more jumps from Tomato. Another Harpoon back in. Quinn attempting the TP. Brawl's there with the damage. Not quite enough in time. And now Darachu, he's in. Concocting the Monkey King. Kasane, Brawl charging with the Celery. The Rubik's getting run over. The Steamroller of TSM is coming into play. Gaming Gladiators being booted out of this top lane.
They want to get their Tormentor. Get some shards potentially, but there's still tier 1 tower on the top lane. They don't want to risk it too much. Ari also down to half HP. Same goes for Tomato. Whitemon will try to heal him up a little bit with nature attendance. These are the type of fights that they need to take. They have 3 very strong frontliners. Beastmaster holding the Crimson, holding the pipe, and Harpoon. This item, like we wanted to see Echo Saber upgrade for a very long time. It does synergize nicely with some of these heroes. Mentor will die in the end. Crystal Maiden receives the shard. Much better than Whitemon.
Yeah, oh for sure.
This little new friends, it's just super underwhelming still.
You only want the shard for the additional creep you can control, really. Yeah, the little friends doesn't feel too potent at all. But yeah, these last couple of fights really becoming apparent that Gaming Gladiators have got to be more protective of their supports. Tofu and Celery, you know, stepping out, coming out of the fog, not hiding in the trees, getting jumped by the Monkey King. Have to find little pockets of safety for themselves. The Celery gets found out in that bottom lane. And you've got a very farmed Alk, Void Spirit, and even this Magnus, very tanky in his own right. You can't let these supports die because you don't want to be going into these 3v5s. What's Quinn at now? 166 plus 82. 250 odd damage. Desolate and Nullifier. Now feels like he should be ready to go. Level 16 there for him. Level 17 Alchemist. Closing in on the Slot Cuirass for Dyrachyo. So another round of big items for Gaming Gladiators coming soon.
They definitely feel like they need another set of items. This is the Nullifier against Guardian Angel. And of course, AC that is about to be finished on Alchemist, which will make them more tanky. Minus armor is going to be through the roof. Oh no, he might be in trouble. Dyrachyo.
Acid sprays and blinks away. Drums popped. TSM. Hunting in the tree lines. Won't find the Alchemist there. Dyrachyo being much more careful with his positioning. But they will collapse on this tier 2. And TSM looking good even at a 9k net worth deficit. After losing Roshan, they're still playing strong. Sticking together, players 5, swarm the map. And they're sweeping through from bottom up towards top. And just clearing out areas of the jungle, stealing farm away from the Alchemist, and closing Gaming Gladiators into a corner in the top left corner of the map. We now start to get a few defensive items on these Radiant supports. 4 staff up for the Skywrath, 4 staff for the Rubiks, and now a bit of protection for themselves primarily to get away from the Monkey and the Omni Knight.
It's such a good tool to deal with them, even though you have to be very close. If you click on 4 staff, like, you gotta be extremely close to a target that you want to save. Again, this Phylactery, it just doesn't feel like it does anything. Gives you a little bit more stats, gives you that like extra slow, extra damage on your Arcane Bolt or Ancient Seal. But compared to these defensive items, like 4 staff's still always gonna be much more valuable. Glimmer Cape, drums, anything pretty much. Or if it has an upgrade. I feel like we might be getting an upgrade to this item. Double damage on Quinn. Still need to be careful about dispelling it. Nice repositioning.
Great catch on the Monkey King. Really wonderfully done. And Gaming Gladiators, they want that +1. Brile, oh my god! Quinn's damage.
400 plus. Almost 450.
Jesus.
DD, Empower, has that Nullifier. It's time to go for the high ground. Enchantress is still not there, so he cannot dispel it. Double damage up and running.
It's monstrous, really. Dyrachyo frontlining. Freshly purchased Assault Cuirass. A DD Quinn going to work on the towers, helped out by the Dragon Scale.
This is something that TSM did before. They don't defend their base. When they played against BSG LGD, all 3 sets of barracks were not defended.
Now they just let them go, trying to gather farm elsewhere on the map. Yeah, understandable in this position in particular. 2 heroes dead. Your position 1 and 2 not ready to fight. So it makes sense to just let one lane go, maybe try and fight now. But
lift.
Harpoon's in, lifted back. Laura's good. Dyrachyo control, but the RP from Ace gets in onto 2 of them. The Beastmaster Omni Knight caught up in the stuns. Quinn dropping low, has to step away as Dyrachyo opens up on Brawl. But he's tanky. This Omni Knight not tanky enough to withstand Dyrachyo's slaps of the axes. Crystal Maiden under the Glimmer Cape spotted by the reveal. And in they go on the tier 4 for Ace to skewer back Widemon, clear them out. 4 heroes down, and Gaming Gladiators going for tier 4 towers now.
Do they have buybacks? I don't see any. One on Omni Knight is available. Monkey doesn't have it. He needs to use it. I mean, the game's just gonna end. I mean, even if it's a buyback, I don't think it's enough. Another skewer back.
Yeah, grab him. Concoct him. Control up Kasane. There's no buyback, and GG's called. 28 minutes on the dot. Gaming Gladiators will take game 1. Glad it always felt like Gaming Gladiators were in the lead for the draft. The laning stage looked good, but mid-game came around and TSM, they were getting some good ganks up, getting some good plays, and then